What is going on, everyone? My name is Julian Purnell, the Heavy Metal Joker, and you right now are watching the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. And, please comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, do whatever you can. Just spread the word about Crash and Burn. Very, very high-rising wrestling podcast. And, please enjoy this video. And the Heavy Metal Joker is out of here. Crash and Burn!
Welcome to another episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Tonight, we'll be going over Survivor Series 2006, which happened on November 26, 2006, at the Wachovia Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is now known as the Wells Fargo Center. So, yeah. That's another throwback. Anyway, since he talked to it, Josh, you go first with your intro.
Hey guys, what's up? It's the hate savior of professional wrestling. I am the assassin, Josh Dinger, and I'm very excited because we're reviewing another throwback pay-per-view, Survivor Series 2006. Let's get this underway. And plus, stay tuned for the Tuck Your Chin podcast episode as we are going to predict Survivor Series. So yeah,
That's right.
let's get this started, guys.
Next up, Wyatt's here.
Good evening, ladies and gents. This is Wyatt here. I just officially got my new chalk line jacket of my favorite tag team of all time, the Hardy Boys, right here. And stay tuned, and we are reviewing Survivor Series. Since it's Survivor Series weekend, why can't we review a throwback pay-per-view of Survivor Series from my favorite era, the Ruthless Aggression era? So, let's just sit back and relax and enjoy this entertainment while we review a pay-per-view from the past.
Yeah.
Last but not least, he's eating ice cream. It's Nick.
Yeah, thank you for pointing out that fact. It's some nice Oreo ice cream, and I'm really enjoying it. Besides that very important detail, tonight we are going to be reviewing the classic pay-per-view Survivor Series from 2006. Got some interesting matches on here that we're going to review here on Survivor Series weekend, and make sure to also look out for the Survivor Series predictions on the Tuck Your Chin podcast coming up.
And we already did Crash and Burn, which is a really big episode. A lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Definitely go check that out. Special guest Blake Demon Savage on there. Definitely go check that out.
We had people like Evan, Antwan, Omar. And
we had a lot of
all
people.
Of us on there. It was a full house.
And also, I'm coming live from my basement rather than my room. So, yeah. Change of scenery, I guess. Yeah.
Same for me. I'm coming live from the Assassin's Dojo, a.k.a.
And
the Temple of Hate.
Are currently watching the show as we're filming this, because some of us haven't seen the show, but hey.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's a good way to keep up.
Yeah.
Maybe some of us seen the show but forgot what happened.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I watched the show yesterday.
Crash and Burn fans, let's get to the matches. So we had a dark match, which we can give a shit about. Carlito defeated Charlie Haas.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Anyways, let's get to the main card.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Carlito's a great talent. I'm going to tell you that. Carlito was a really good talent.
Charlie Haas as well.
Carlito's
Oh, we had Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Ron Simmons, and Sergeant Slaughter defeated the Spirit Squad. 4-on-4 Star Series elimination match.
Oh.
So, Josh, how you liking the match?
So far, it's pretty damn good. And who are the Spirit Squad again? Oh, yeah, the cheerleading jobbers. Yeah. Yeah, Spirit Squad, if you don't know, I call them the men that wear green, and they're the cheerleading jobbers. Match so far is so good. I love that all these legends that are in this match, like some of my favorites are Ric Flair, the Sarge, and of course Ron Simmons. Overall, the match is doing pretty well so far for me.
Alright, Wyatt, how'd you like it?
I thought the match was pretty good. It was a great way to kick off the show. You have 4 amazing legends and the Spirit Squad. The thing I like about the Spirit Squad is the Spirit Squad has at least had Spear. They were like these male cheerleaders, you know, if you don't know who the Spirit Squad is. And did you know that Dolph Ziggler was Nikki from the Spirit Squad?
Yes.
So, also, yeah,
all right.
I know the legends. I knew the legends are getting older now. They can't have a hard time wrestling in the ring, but they still got in that match, especially that Ric Flair eliminated most of the Spirit Squad. But yeah,
There you go.
I really thought it was a good. I thought it was a really good match. You know, you had Arn Anderson at ringside,
Yeah.
and so much chemistry it had. Well, but yeah, it was definitely a fun match.
All right, Nick, I like
Son
this
of
match.
Plumber, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. You know, when I think of a bunch of old guys fighting a bunch of new guys in a match, I don't immediately think of classic, but I don't know, this match is pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's not really like your typical wrestling match. It's more of like a nostalgia pop kind of match. But yeah, from what I saw, most of the legends they could still go, and that's very much to be appreciated. The Spirit Squad, I
Yeah.
didn't expect them to. I mean, I should have expected them to be free and jobbers in this one, but you know, it's 2006. That's pretty much what you have to do if you were facing a legend. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a decent match. It was a great way to open the show. You know, get the crowd excited. So, yeah, I'd say pretty good.
Ooh. And yeah,
All I'm gonna tell you is, 10 years later, when the Spirit Squad returned, their return run failed.
Oof.
Nick is enjoying his ice cream, I see.
Nick is enjoying
Yes.
it.
Only
Oreo,
Yeah,
baby.
I have to agree. This
Oh.
match is a pretty cool way to
Ooh.
kick off the show.
Oh, we got a banger coming up, as I can
And
see.
this match, someone you know who, Chris who,
Oh.
Who?
defeated
should
Chavo
just say his
Guerrero.
name. He was one of the greatest of all time. But we're not
But,
gonna get
yeah.
into what happened.
Yeah.
Outside the ring.
You
Yeah,
guys
you could
already
say-
know.
Yeah, you could say his name. You could say his name.
Just say his name.
Chris
Benoit
No one's
and
gonna.
and
Ben-
see on YouTube. Fuck
This
you
Ben-
if you take me down for that.
Oh,
yeah, Chris
jeez.
Benoit.
Chris Benoit defeated Chavo Guerrero, to retain the U.S. title. I think this match is pretty cool. Chris Benoit was one of the greatest of all time. So it's pretty good that he won. Josh.
Yeah. I know this match is kind of hard to watch, you know, because of the whole controversy. But he's actually one of the greatest of all time. Well, he was one of the greatest of all time. You can't deny
his
that.
name.
Yeah. But I always loved Chavo Guerrero. It sucks what happened to him years later. But overall, this match was a decent match. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Wyatt.
I thought the match. They really killed it out there in that ring. I love how Benoit always does the German suplex to his opponent. I always enjoy the flying headbutt. But yeah, definitely Vicky Guerrero managing for Chavo Guerrero. I thought the match had a great ending to it, as like Vicky Guerrero got knocked down ringside, and then Chavo tried to leverage pin him, and then Benoit reversed and put him in that crippler crossface. The crippler crossface is definitely one of the coolest submission moves I've ever seen over the years. And Benoit is actually one of my favorite of all time as well. So don't offend me for that, but yeah, I really thought them two really killed it out there. Chavo was a decent wrestler. WWE has had so many great. Pro wrestling has always had some great wrestlers over the years and stuff, but Chavo was always decent until he got his release in 2011.
All right.
But yeah, I knew it was going to be easy shot for Chris to win.
All right. Nick, if you're up to that match.
Yeah, I'm right at the end. Yeah, really good match. I mean, obviously, it's kind of hard to watch considering the participants in it. But anything you put Chris in, any kind of match he had, it was going to be gold, and he retained the gold in this one. So, yeah, great ending, great story heading into it, and yeah, just, you know, pretty good. pretty good match. Although I do find it's difficult when you compliment a match when one of the participants is so infamous. So, yeah, but overall, it was a really good match. Great follow up to the excitement that came with the Legends match. So, yeah, good match.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we had Mickie James defeating Lita to become the WWE Women's Champion. Josh, you go for it.
I'm actually watching this match right now, and these two both have been veterans. If I had to say how good the match was, I'm actually gonna skip to how a little bit further. But as I'm watching it now, it's a great match. Two of the best women wrestlers out there.
Yeah. Wyatt.
I thought the match was really good. Mickie James really looked like a snack back in that time. Definitely Mickie, and if anyone didn't know, Mickie James is my favorite woman wrestler of all time, besides Alexa Bliss. But I really thought that Mickie James really deserved that win. I know Lita was having a farewell match or something, but it really entertained me that Crime Time came out and they were giving away all Lita's personal stuff, which I thought that was a funny segment after that match. But Crime Time's always been the best. I miss you, Shad. You're in a better place. And so, but yeah, I really thought Mickie James really deserved that win. She really needed it. And definitely Lita was definitely going to go farewell with WWE, but Lita is always going to be one of my favorite women wrestlers of all time. Lita's always going to be a legend. Mickie James,
no matter what. Yeah. Nick.
Yes, from right at the end of the match. This was definitely a really good match. It was their feud overall was definitely Lita was really kind of I don't know, the feuds she had, especially with Trish Stratus and with Mickie James, were kind of very large, light areas in the dark period that was women's wrestling in the early 2000s, especially in the Ruthless Aggression era. And of course, this match is a classic, and it's Lita's farewell match. Lita's probably one of the best, and this match really comes to show it. Mickie is definitely being positioned as the future of the women's division from this match, and they did a great job of doing that. Obviously, Wyatt pointed out the segment that came after this with Crime Time and whatever. But since this is Lita's farewell match, I felt like that was kind of out of place. Obviously,
exactly.
Crime Time's awesome. Shad Gaspard, may he rest in peace.
Yes, R.I.P.
Yeah, but I don't know. This for a farewell match, I feel like it's kind of an embarrassing thing and out of place, definitely. So you could have done that as a different segment, not for a farewell match, from my point of view, at least. So yeah, overall, great match.
At least
good ending.
It was entertainment.
Yeah,
right.
Great match, good ending, out of place and kind of weird after segment, to say the least.
I have to agree with that. Yeah.
I thought it was great. It was entertaining.
Yeah. This match was pretty solid, entertaining. And then congrats to Mickie James for becoming the new women's champion that time. And she's also the greatest of all time, along with Lita. Two veterans in business right now.
Yeah.
Mickie James, my favorite of all time women wrestler, deserved that.
Yeah. Anyways, we have Team DX, which was CM Punk, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, who's now in AEW, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H defeated Team Rated RKO.
Which is
Johnny Nitro, Mike Knox, Gregory Helms, and Wyatt's favorite, Randy Orton, in a 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. Wyatt, you can start.
It was kind of weird to have the entire team of Team DX sole survive in that match. I really thought Punk was actually going to get eliminated. I definitely thought the match wasn't too bad. It was really, I know Mike Knox is a very underrated star. You have Gregory Helms, formerly known as the Hurricane, John Morrison, and my two favorites, Randy and Edge in that match. Rated RKO is my favorite tag team of all time besides the Hardy Boys. And you did have the Hardy Boys in that match as well, but the match was pretty solid. But it was definitely knew that Team DX was going to win at some point. But definitely DX was definitely one of the greatest tag teams of all time. But definitely, I really, it just feels so weird that all 5 members of that team still survived. I really thought like Rated RKO was going to get at least somebody out. But I love how Randy does the drop kick. I love how Edge prepares up for the spear. And CM Punk always had a good submission move, the Anaconda Vice. You had John Morrison doing his flip movements. Kelly was even going to stand on the rope showing her tits. But yeah, I thought the match was very solid. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But Kelly used to manage for Mike Knox at the time, if you didn't know.
Okay. Josh.
Even
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
I like how, they had 2 of, the top tag teams at the time, DX and Rated RKO. Right now, I'm actually watching the entrances for this match. I know it's obviously boring, but all I could say is I guess it was a great match. So, yeah, I don't really have much to say, really.
You know what? Yeah, same here. It's just a match that existed, but good one, though.
Yeah, match that existed.
I'm not mad
Nick.
at Team DX one.
Nick, spit your facts.
Yeah, obviously there was the infamous moment of Shawn Michaels kicking Mike Knox in the face and the opening bell and immediately eliminating him and just yelling, "Who the hell is this guy?" Funny moment, but buried Mike Knox forever and ever. Yeah, overall, I mean, the talent in this match is absolutely insane. Michaels, the Hardy Boys, Triple H, CM Punk, Edge, Randy Orton, Shane Helms, who was very underrated in my opinion, and you got, who else did you have on their team? Yeah, an amazing Survivor Series team that they had. And John Morrison. Yeah, how can you forget him? Yeah, a lot of solid guys. Definitely a very weird Survivor Series match in terms of, all 5 members of the other team getting eliminated and all 5 members of the other team staying in. So that was definitely, you could have had CM Punk maybe eliminated or Matt Hardy. You could have bounced it out a little bit better. But, it was what it was. It was a great match. Not a great way to showcase Mike Knox, that's for sure. And, yeah, it was cool. It was a good match. Good Survivor
match that existed.
Yeah.
What's up, Josh?
What's funny about Mike Knox? For those of you figure collectors out there, the man only had 1 figure ever made of him by Mattel and Jax. Just 1. So if you're looking for a Mike Knox figure, yeah, there's only 1, and it's very, very, very expensive.
Okay.
Anyways.
Next match. Which is one? Okay.
Mike Knox
was
actually a guy that you could take seriously. I really thought he could have been a mid-carder, but nope. Guess what? Get the shovels until he got released in 2010.
Okay. Anyways, this is a match that I'm watching right now. Mr. Kennedy defeating The Undertaker in a First Blood match. And speaking of The Undertaker, he is celebrating his 30 years in the business tomorrow. That's how
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you, Taker.
Wyatt, here you go.
I really thought the First Blood match, you had MVP interfering, helping Mr. Kennedy, but she threw him back into the ring. It really shocked me that Mr. Kennedy actually won that match. It was because MVP had the chair hitting the chair at The Undertaker, cracking his head open. That felt like that was going to be the only way Mr. Kennedy was going to win at some point. But them 2 really brawled at it. I really thought it was a very solid First Blood match. You did get to see, I do miss those type of matches, I like to see blood in matches. I know I'm weird for saying that nowadays.
Yeah.
Because, how fans are is. But really, I really hope they can bring back First Blood matches. Those matches are, definitely one of the best matches to see. But Undertaker, as seeing the inspiration, as much as I looked up to him growing up, and Mr. Kennedy, incredible underrated talent, and Mr. Kennedy was a pretty decent guy until he left in 2009. But it definitely it's just weird to see Mr. Kennedy defeat the Undertaker. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, yeah, definitely weird to see.
Definitely so far. What I'm seeing this is actually my favorite match of the night. Like it had some good action there, first blood. And yeah, after these two were the greatest of all time. Congrats to the Phenom on his 30 years. And
Yep.
Mr. Kennedy,
That was
awesome person,
60 years at a time.
Yeah.
very talented, and I love his promos in the ring before his opponent comes out. Like, Mr. Kennedy.
Kennedy,
No,
nope, it's Anderson now because copyright.
It goes like this. Mr. Kennedy!
That was
Kennedy.
actually quite spot on. Actually, not gonna lie.
He really doesn't need to be in WWE anymore. They'll
Yeah.
waste them.
Yeah, last I checked, he was doing well in NWA, so
Yeah.
good for him.
Yeah,
All right,
that's somewhere good for him.
Josh, what are you staring at?
I'm staring at my laptop.
Oh God.
Stare at us.
Hmm.
Wow, you hate us?
What were your thoughts on this match?
Josh, how can you do this?
Oh, thoughts
Oh.
on Kennedy versus Taker?
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching it right now, and so far it's so good. It's good for right now.
Taker's not
Undertaker's
his
kicking.
prime.
Yeah, Undertaker's kicking the shit out of Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, I just.
But,
sorry.
yeah.
I just finished watching the match, and yeah, I can confirm that it was a really good match. First blood matches are one of those matches that are really good if you want to have a guy who you want to push get the win, but if there's a guy you want to protect, it's a great match to have them lose but still look strong, you know? Like they obviously did it with the first time they had a first blood match was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kane back in 1998. And that was a great way of having Kane win the belt, you know, and it was a screwy way that he won it. Austin still looked strong, but Kane was the champion. So that's a great match, not only for, you know, the uses of blood, but also in just terms of storytelling and giving guys the push forward without devaluing another person. So, yeah, really good match. At one point, it looked like Undertaker was trying to rip off Kennedy's trunks, which I did not need to see. And Taker saw a bit of crack there for a second.
Yeah.
And Taker was kind of sloppy with the tombstone he did after the match. He was definitely kind of blinded. And also, dear God.
I kind of realized that.
Taker, that was like one of the nastiest chair shots I've ever seen he gave Mr. Kennedy. Like literally just his head went through the chair. That was brutal. Yeah, the usage of blood is definitely something that WWE is missing out on. So, yeah, overall, really good match.
Yeah. Anyways, Josh, you share your thoughts?
Yeah, I already did.
Next match, ladies and gentlemen, we had Bobby Lashley, Kane, John Cena, RVD, and Sabu defeated Big Show, Finlay, MVP, who is now the leader of the Hurt Business, Tess, and Umaga. In a 505 Survivor Series elimination match, Wyatt.
I really thought that was a fun match to watch. You know, you had all the superstars going back and forth in the match. You know, you have 10 amazing superstars. The Ruthless Aggression era was definitely the era where WWE actually knew how to build stars and have good talents. You know, you had a bunch of underrated stars like Simon Dean, La Resistance, and Crime Time, and let's see, Elijah Burke, and all these incredible talents. But, you know, Test was always cool. You know, you had Finlay in that match. Oh, you had like in the earlier in the match, you had Umaga whack a monitor on the butt. Definitely fucked himself up in doing that. You had RVD in the match, which RVD's freaking awesome. You have Sabu's freaking awesome. You know, seeing John Cena is always a fun wrestler to watch. Him lifting up Big Show in the air was pretty cool, I guess. And Bobby Lashley like dominating the match was pretty cool. You had Lashley's little bastard hornswoggle in that match. Yeah, I thought it was pretty. Really thought the match was actually really fun to watch. It felt really quick, but it was really fun to watch. Like, I definitely had some chemistry in it. Like, definitely had some chemistry. But that's all I'm going to really say about this. Just 10 great superstars in the match, especially that you got John Cena, Bobby Lashley, The Big Show, and Kane, and RVD.
Agreed. Some of the best in the business. Having a good match. Yeah. I'm thinking these matches are better than the Team Raw, Team SmackDown Star Series matches. But hey, it's still some elimination matches.
Yeah.
And it's Lashley, MVP. They're still there kicking ass, you know.
Yep.
They still got it.
Bobby Lashley still looks like himself.
And MVP is doing better with the Hurt Business right now.
Yeah.
That's the truth about MVP. That's what's good about MVP. MVP can freaking talk on the mic.
Yeah, and then they're building the Hurt Business as some of the best heels in the world right now. Well, one of them really. Josh.
I'm actually watching the entrances right now, and I'm actually was curious
Are you watching them well?
Yes, very well. I was actually watching the entrances, and pretty much I saw Test, which is one of the wrestlers that is no longer with us.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Test.
Oh yeah.
And Umaga as well.
And Umaga.
He's Test and Umaga.
I didn't even know that Test was in ECW at that time. I didn't even know that. But still, it's great to see some classic names. Definitely, the Big Show had the worst theme song at that very moment.
Still does.
Yeah. And this is when the Big Show was actually the ECW World Champion.
Yeah,
And when
how
the Big
bigger the Big Show looked at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, this was obviously before that December to
Usually the
literally
500
December.
like 396.
All right.
Anyways.
Nick, you're up next.
Yeah. I just finished watching that match. Like everyone else said, it was a really fun match. You know, you got a lot of classic names. Test, definitely one of those guys who was totally underrated. Could have been a great star had he not been buried. But yeah, you know, it was a pretty good match. Definitely, I think it was probably one of the best matches. It was definitely, I think it was at least on even ground with the DX versus Radar KO Survivor Series match. You know, you had some big names in there. You had the ECW brand represented, even though that was a complete trash pile of its own. It had some good stuff. It was much better than the entirety of December to Dismembered. So yeah, that's saying something. Overall, really fun match. Always great to see Hornswoggle getting his ass handed to him. So yeah, pretty good.
All right, now it's time for the main event of the evening, scheduled for one fall. And this is a last chance match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
If King Booker had gone disqualified or counted out, he would have lost the title. And now, please welcome the participants for this match. Batista! King Booker. Queen Sharmell. Wyatt, what did you think of the main event?
What did I think of it? I really thought the match that both really killed it. Batista's one of my childhood idols. Batista's definitely a believable star. Batista's definitely a wrestler. Like, you can look in person and like, oh my god, he's gonna kill me if I ever fuck with him. Like, if I saw Batista, I would piss my pants. Like, Batista was one of the biggest draws at the time. Batista cutting that one promo in February 2014 really proved that was the real pipe bomb. Not gonna lie. But yeah,
exactly.
Batista was definitely the biggest draw at the time. because, Batista looked like a star. He was always good on the mic. Batista really was such a built-up star. But you also had King Booker there, who had a really good character. You had Queen Sharmell as his manager. He really acted like a king. Like King Corbin, I wish they could do that with Corbin. Hopefully he could get a queen and a manager, and maybe they can improve him a little more, act more of a king. But they really don't do that. Like, you got King Booker who did that. Like, he really had that king accent in him. But I really thought that match really was good. Batista had a steal way to win. He had, like, the referee was distracted or something, and then he whacked the belt at Booker, and then Batista in for the pin. But that was definitely a great way we could have saw the show end there. But definitely it was good that Batista won, because Batista's definitely a believable guy. Like, Batista's a cool dude.
Yeah. Josh.
Definitely watching the match right now. So far, it's been pretty good. Always loved Booker T. Always loved Batista growing up. But like Wyatt said, Batista was actually one of my favorites growing up. I was pretty much introduced into the Ruthless Aggression era because of Batista, Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy, and Edge, and John Cena, and plenty of others. I love Booker T as a wrestler. I thought he was one of the best world champions at that time. King Booker was definitely one of the best gimmicks. Overall, the match was good. I thought it was okay at the very end, but just so you know, Queen Sharmell makes a great manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, absolutely. That match was really good. A perfect way to end off the show. And two of the best in the business. All hail King Booker.
All hail King.
Like, I enjoyed seeing some Batista matches, especially his last one at Mania 35. Nick, you go for it, man.
Yeah, that was a pretty good way to end the show. It was actually a really solid show all the way through, and this match was a great way to close it. Can't go wrong with a world title match. Great way to finish it off. Booker T throughout this feud has been cheating to get away with the title. At SummerSlam, I believe he got counted out, if I'm correct. I might be wrong. He might have gotten disqualified. And he got away with the title. So for Batista to cheat to win is kind of karma in a way. So yeah, definitely a great way for him to win. Although cleanly winning would also not have hurt as well. Sharmell's a great manager, like y'all said. Not so much a great wrestler, as we've seen in some horrifying examples. But yeah, King Booker's gimmick was great. Batista was an amazing star back in the day, and this was overall a really good show. And a great way to end it at that.
If anyone agrees with me here, do you think the Ruthless Aggression era was the best era with the best talent and the era where WWE knew how to build up stars?
Yes,
Agreed.
I agree.
What do you think?
I in star building, like it was definitely really good. Like, I think Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression were equal in star building, but in terms of just like stories overall, I think the Ruthless Aggression era was kind of more consistent, and especially with their wrestling as well. So yeah, I'd say Ruthless Aggression was probably one of the best eras.
And the thing I liked about the Ruthless Aggression era is you got to have like some of the legends come back and stuff, which they did that with the Attitude Era as well. Even in both eras, you had Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah make appearances.
Yeah.
Anyways, outros time, guys.
Sure.
That was a pretty good show.
Sure.
Anyways, everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Crash and Burn, where we went over Survivor Series 2006. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment. Hit the bell so you don't miss an upload. Follow us on Instagram. Except Nick, you can technically follow him on Skype.
Yes. Video chat.
That's his
with
only
me.
social media, people.
Yes, I'm all alone in my basement. Please help me.
Yes. You can catch myself and Josh on the Moshcast. You can catch me on Tuck Your Chin. That's my outro. Josh, you go for it.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast throwback pay-per-view, where we took a look at Survivor Series 2006. A
Went
blast
back in
from the
time. We went through a time machine.
Yeah, we went in our crash and burn time machine. We went back all the way to 2006 just for you guys. And we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was
Follow
5 years old that
everybody.
time.
Follow everybody on this episode.
Wrestling.
Anyways, follow everybody on this episode. Be sure to tuck your chin, crash and burn, and keep moshing.
And
For
keep playing some
anybody
sex music.
And anybody, I want to shout out my boys. Me and my friends have this wrestling group. We're called Wrestling Is Everything. If you guys want to check us out on Instagram, it's that will be linked down below in the description. Be sure to hit us up a follow. If you're a wrestling fan, if you want to join us, be one of us. Get yourself a Wrestling Is Everything wristband. As you can see, I am wearing one right now. That is my crew. So if you guys want to check us out, Wrestling Is Everything on Instagram, it'll be linked in the description. Be sure to give us a follow. And yeah, I'm gonna pass it over to Nick.
To Wyatt.
Yeah.
Josh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Wyatt. You go.
Good.
Wyatt.
I was asking Josh, can I join your crew?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, thank you all so much for enjoying this.
You can go, Wyatt. It's all right.
I can go.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, yes, thank you so much for enjoying this episode as we reviewed Survivor Series 2006. And please stay tuned for our next week's episode, which we will be reviewing. We will be doing a recap for Survivor Series, and hopefully you all enjoy Survivor Series tomorrow night, which will be only on the WWE Network. And you can watch this pay-per-view right now exclusively only $9.99 on the WWE Network. So please go follow everyone on this episode and go follow everyone down below. So please, hopefully everyone keeps crashing, burning, and I hope everyone is staying safe through this hard, crazy world. But again, hopefully we are entertaining you, and I hope you all sat back and relaxed, got your water, or else if I didn't know that you sat back and relaxed, I hope to tie you in a chair next time.
Yes, and now it's time to have Nick end it off.
Go ahead, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching this very special time travel edition of the Crash and Burn podcast. You know, we could have solved global warming or the food crisis or anything else with our time machine.
Or
we chose to review.
We could have prevented coronavirus.
Yeah, we could have done all that, but instead we chose to review Survivor Series 2006 just for you guys. Yeah, make sure to follow everybody on this episode and everybody down in the description.
And follow Nick on Skype.
Yes, follow me on Skype or Roblox. I don't know.
Video
Make sure to subscribe to the Tuck Your Chin podcast. Subscribe to the Crash and Burn podcast. Subscribe to the Moshcast. Subscribe to Scoops Out Loud, where you can get me and my dad co-hosting and doing wrestling things. And yeah, hope you all stay safe in this crazy world. Whatever, wear a mask, wash your hands, wash all other parts of your body.
Wash your nails, wash your ass.
Wait,
Make sure you find your beds.
My question is here. My question is here. Since we have a crash and burn time machine, can we travel back when George Washington got elected as the first president of the United States of America?
Yes.
Don't get into politics here, Wyatt.
Let's do that.
Nick will dress up as George Washington.
Yes, I will sneak in with my wig from the Halloween episode. Yeah, and I will take over. I will make wrestling a national sport.
Yeah, and make sure you jerk off aggressively and sex.
Yes. Our mandatory reference here.
Yeah, make sure you jerk off. And make sure you jerk off aggressively and America.
America.
Keep on moshing, crashing, burning, and tucking your chin.
Happy
Happy Survivor Series weekend.
Sex.
Crash and burn!